Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Chicks Talking Pics. I think this is our 41st episode. Pretty neat that we've been going for over a year now. And we're now at our new handle, right, Jenny?
Yep, our new handle, which is YouTube at Chicks Talking Pics.
Awesome. Sounds great. Jenny, where are you at? A balloon festival over there? I see your background.
That's a picture from Albuquerque. I was one of the official photographers again this year, and so the
Super. Did you have any
balloon,
good?
the white balloon behind me with the coyote, was a replica of one of the first balloons in the Fiesta.
Oh, wow. How neat. Very good. Are you going to do it again next year too? Do you know yet?
I don't know. This year
Uh,
was a bit challenging.
was it? Why? Because of weather or?
The weather was, yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of
Interesting.
rain, which is unusual for New Mexico to have days and days of rain at a time.
Yeah, that would be tough. When are we going to see some of your pictures from Page, Arizona?
um, I actually didn't get that many this year because I wasn't that close where we took off. I didn't end up flying, and where the balloons were and where I was, the balloons tried to fly over Slot Canyon, Antelope Canyon,
Yeah.
but there's only one road. So they leave from town and you drive all the way around to meet them on that one road. So I have a few pictures, but they're kind of in a distance. So I'll get some out there.
Yeah, because I think that picture on our screen right there on the left in the middle, it wasn't that taken over by Antelope Canyon?
That was actually taken at Red Rock State Park in
Oh,
Gallup, New
okay.
Mexico.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's are you going back there?
Yep. Actually,
Good.
yep. You
When
there.
will that be?
That's the first week of December. So coming up
Oh,
this
good.
weekend, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming up. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and we're going to get right in. We have three images, and for you monochrome lovers out there, you're going to like this episode. We have three images from the same maker. And Jenny, I'm going to let you start with this one.
Okay. So yeah, it's nice that there's not a lot of distracting elements in the background, although I think there's a little too much negative space up top, and I might crop it down a bit, um, just to focus a little more on the flowers. Um, Shadows are a little harsh. I don't know if the maker is familiar with that. You can get these translucent diffusers, and a lot of times in doing flower photography, you just hold that over the flower and you can get a nice soft even lighting. um, so even if you're shooting in the bright sunlight middle of the day, you can get some diffuse lighting. The highlights aren't too blown out, which is nice. There's a lot of still a lot of information in the whites. um, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'll hand it off to you.
Okay, thanks. I like the image also. I think you could crop from the top. I think it's a little top heavy. Or maybe if you had a little more at the bottom, just maybe give it another quarter, half inch at the bottom. Take it off the top, put it on the bottom, that type of thing. And that's only because I feel it's a little weighted or a little bit heavy, but I really like the fact that, and I don't mind the harsh light on this so much, as long as you don't blow your highlights out. And I did not, of course, I don't go that deep into your images. And I don't pull them in Photoshop. We don't mess with your images at all, other than just adding information if you've given it to us about the your settings and stuff like that. But yeah, we don't manipulate your images at all. We just talk about the straight image as it comes in. And I really like the translucent effect that you're getting on the petals of this cactus flower and the flowers. And I think having two in the image, I would have liked to have seen three. Wouldn't that have been great? The rule is odd number subjects. And I really think it comes into effect in this image.
Yeah.
I feel like I want more. And I don't know if that's because there's only two flowers in the image, or does the frame seem cut in half somewhat, like straight across the tops of those flowers. I don't know if that's bothering me. I mean, personally, I think I would zoom in on that flower on the left, and I think the story's in that flower. um I don't know. I'd have to play with it a little bit more. I mean, you did a really great job. And like Jenny said, the harsh sunlight, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work for an image. These are delicate flowers. You can tell it looks like they're ready, almost, they could tear really easily. And so to me, I'd like a little bit softer look to it also. But then again, I don't know if that's the story the makers, wanting to tell or not here.
Yeah, I think
So
a third
that's,
flower right up in the middle between them would
yes.
probably give it a lot more balance.
Oh, yeah. I personally think that's maybe what it's missing. It's just too dark on the upper half. Although I love the fact that you have the background non-distracting. I love that you've darkened the background, or whatever has happened in the background, to keep my eye from leaving those flowers. I think, my eye it stays right in the flowers. It barely goes to that cactus petal in the middle, in the back, behind the flowers right there. It barely goes there, but I do catch the highlights of the stems, or the not the stems, but the needles, the spines on the bottom. I wondered if you could darken those down a little bit. My eye keeps wanting to go there, and it looks a little it's a little distracting, maybe a little point of clutter down there.
Mhm.
It's just too close to the bottom, or I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. Jenny, do you have
Yeah,
anything else?
I agree with the spines on the bottom. They're um, distracting, I guess is the only word I can come up with.
You know what might have worked? Like when you talked about the diffuser in this situation, I wonder if you could have put a diffuser behind those two flowers without it showing, to
Mhm.
actually cut the direct sunlight on those spines down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that would have worked or not. I would have had to have been there.
Right.
But again, like I said, take a look at that flower on the left. That's very interesting to me. I
Mhm.
love that, the texture in those petals.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. And this maker did not send in any setting information, so we're not going to talk about it. All right. So my turn. I'm going to start
Yeah.
with this one. And I like this one a lot better than the first
Mhm.
one. I mean, this one is almost a moody effect. I don't know what kind of flower it is. I know it's on a cactus. Is it the same flower? I don't know. But I do love the way you handled the spines on this cactus. They're not, they're actually a storytelling part of this. I like the balance of it. Um, yeah, everything about this I really enjoy looking at. Um, I like that you blurred out. I don't know if you did it on purpose. Maybe you used a lens, baby. Doesn't look like it. I used to use one. I haven't used one in a long time, so they might have come a long ways. But and a lens baby is a different kind of a lens where you can get these effects in your image where you can blur out. I mean, like a tilt shift lens, you can blur out things that you want to eliminate, kind of. Or anyway, look it up, lens baby. You'll get a better indication if you read about it. But Jenny, what do you think? I love the tones too, so
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. No, the tonal qualities, excuse me, really nice. She did a nice job on converting it to black and white. The only thing that bothers me is that little blurry spot in front of the petal on the left. That's another part of the plant that's out of focus, because you have the texture of the petal, and then there's a gray blob. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Oh,
Doesn't bother you as much.
no, not so much.
And it didn't bother me at first, but the more I looked at it, I want to see the
Well,
texture of the petal, and it's
thanks,
in the
Jenny.
way.
Now you can't unsee it, right?
Yeah, and now it's in the way. And
Yeah.
so I want it to not be in the way. But that's just one small thing, otherwise I like the spines. I like the way they're coming up and pointing at the flower, and they're not too bright to distract. They're just there, nicely tonally lit. Yeah. And the
Yeah.
depth of field is enough that it's not, overwhelming.
Mhm. No, I'm looking at what you're saying with that kind of spot, that soft spot, that kind of medium gray spot on that petal, right? Kind of almost in the middle. But I see it in other places and I think it's a consistency through the image. And so, yeah, so that's why it doesn't really bother me. I think it's consistent through the image. What might bother me a little bit, now that we're going to nitpick, is the petal to the right of that. It has a very harsh shadow across it.
This
And
here.
I don't know if I would, no, well, now you point that out, but no, I
Oh,
think
you mean
that's,
this one?
yeah, that exactly right there, Jenny,
Okay.
that circle that you circled. Yeah. And, but you know what? That's not going to make or break the image for me, I don't think.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's,
that didn't bother me.
yeah.
I might darken down the one down here on the bottom just because it's out of focus.
Yes, maybe I would do that.
But the ones that are in focus that are just highlighting the detail,
Mhm.
um, I don't have a problem with how bright those are.
Yeah. I really love this image. I really do like it. The more I look at it, the more I like it. And what makes me like it so much, I think you've been very artistic with the flower itself. I love that you've gone way beyond a photograph and made it very artistic. But the spines in there are just absolutely, I think the juxtaposition of the I'm going to poke your eye out compared to the soft petals, that type of thing. I think that works really well in this image. Yeah, I do like it. And you know what else we haven't even said? The background is far enough out of focus and dark enough around the top part of the two top corners. Beautifully done.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. All right, no other information from this maker, and we'll look at her third image. Go ahead, Jenny.
I actually really like this one. I mean, even though it's two, it works in this case. Like we were talking about in the first image, having a third flower, but I think having the open flower and the not yet open, she did a nice job with the vignette on this, and just the textures, the tonal qualities. There's white and black and everything in between. It's not muddy or anything. So yeah, I think that this one's my favorite of the set.
Good to know. Yeah, I think the second one would be my favorite from the set. Are you done? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to barge in.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I think I would have kept the bud a little bit lighter. I think it got, when you added the vignette, I'm assuming you added a vignette. I think it took over that bud a little bit too much. I think maybe just lighten that up a little, don't you think?
Yeah.
Or
I could see that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But otherwise, it's got kind of a diagonal feel through the scene, going from bottom left to upper right, or vice versa, and the spines are this kind of the same, but different directions. But still, it's a nice beginnings photo, or I just like it. But the second one we saw was my favorite. Still.
I do like the second. The more we looked at the second one, the more I started to like it.
Yeah.
But quickly going through the set, this one jumped out to me.
Okay.
The first time. But
yeah.
Yeah. No,
Good.
they're still
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I think she's done a really good job with this series. And yeah, keep it up. Just work it just maybe a little bit more, but I think you've got it. I think your eye is it's just beautiful, and your conversion to black and white is really, really spot on. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think the tonal qualities through all of these are very nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
great. All right. I think that is our show for tonight, for today, this afternoon, this evening. What time is it? I can't remember. If you would like your images reviewed, and really you can tell we're not that mean, so send your images in. chickstalkingpics@gmail.com in JPEG format, and size them for 1920 pixels on the longest side. We'd appreciate that.
And while you're there, hit the subscribe button, and the little all will notify you, and feel free to leave comments below the videos in the comment section, and we'll
Yeah.
try to answer those if you have any other questions.
Yeah, we like to read comments, and we'd love for you to share with your friends or your camera clubs, or anybody out there. You know, everybody's invited. It's just not San Diego. You know, this started as a group, a couple of judges from the San Diego County Fair, the exhibition that we have there, the international exhibition. And we thought we were going to help people out a little bit. And we've seen a lot of people from other than San Diego. So you're welcome. Anybody's welcome to send us images.
Yep.
All right. All right. We'll try to squeeze in a couple more episodes before the holidays end this year. And so stay tuned. You can find us on Facebook also. I don't think we've mentioned that in one of our episodes. So we have, we do, yeah. So
Yeah.
you can find us on Facebook by just typing in Chicks Talking Pics.
Yep.
And we will see you all in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Bye.